As you can see, what invariably happens when you start with archery, which was a complete surprise to me, if you when you start getting a little better at shooting, you want to do things, and so you kind of need a little place and a little setup where you can maybe paper tune your bow. And I've installed my first ever string loop on my bow, and as you might be able to tell, it's too long. It's not turned, it's not in line with my peep, but it actually turned out pretty good for my first time, I think, and I shot with it for a little bit, made sure it worked okay. But I'm about to take this off and put a new string loop on and try to paper tune my bow again, so I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. So I've clamped the bow in the workbench. Before I tighten the loop, I want to check a couple of things. I've got the string level here, and I've got the arrow just almost level, slightly tilted down, meaning the loop is going to be just a hair high, and that's what is recommended by the shop that sold me the bow. So I'm going to go ahead now and tie the top loop and stretch it out and see how it is. First loop tied. I'm going to use this tool, and I'm going to go ahead and pre-stretch this loop a little bit. And that works real nice to give you that initial stretch. Okay, I'll tie the second one and I'll be back. Okay, I've got both loops tied. This one's not snug down with the tool yet, but I wanted to show you the knot is a cow hitch knot. It's real simple. You can't hardly do that wrong. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the tool, and I've got this as short. I've got this as short as it can be, and still be able to insert the tool. And I'm going to kind of align this with my peep. I'm going to hold on to that, and I'm going to squeeze the tool down and snug that up a little bit. Now, before I completely snug it up tight, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and burn that end down flush like this one is. You can see that right there. And then once I've done that over here, I'll go ahead and use the tool to pull that down tight, and hopefully I'll have a good string loop. Okay, before I cut this little tag end of string off and burn this down close, I did this on my first one with all the tension on the string, and I was pretty careful when I did it, and it really scared me to be burning something that close to the string with all that tension on it. So I've made this homemade bow press really just to take a little bit of the tension off of it, so if something should happen, the bow won't blow up. I bought these split limb adapters from a company that makes a little handheld bow press, and instead of buying the other pieces of their bow press that I didn't really care that much for, I bought these pieces at Tractor Supply, a turnbuckle and a strap. And so now, just by turning this and tightening it up, I should be able to take some of the tension off this string, so I can do that. And it should suffice. If it works good, it should suffice for doing most home bow maintenance. I wanted you to see how well the homemade bow press works, and I've just got a little bit of the tension off the string, but this is really tight, and look, the string is, it's already starting to loosen up. So I didn't have any, I wasn't nervous about burning that loop on down. I'm just going to do the final stretch with the string loop with the tool. And I see guys do this with just a pair of needle nose pliers that know what they're doing, and after a few more I could probably do that myself, but I think having this tool gives me a lot of confidence.